Happy Monday. It is November the 25th, 12 o'clock, and my time here in Northern Idaho. Hope you're having a beautiful day and had a good weekend. Spirit asked me to jump on this morning and share a little bit about receiving. I was sitting here doing my meditations this morning and was getting some very beautiful messages and they were sharing with me, or my higher self, the guides, angels, the teams, that all come around me, were sharing messages of receiving and how that looks for so many. I've been getting asked this question several times lately of how I receive. And I just want to let you know that we can't or shouldn't compare from receiving from one to another. We're all different beings. We're all different essences and the spark of creation. But, we are all one, but we're all different expressions in this lifetime and in many different lifetimes. So comparing one to another, there is no comparison. No other being or entity that's standing before you can ever receive or express in the same manner as you. And so therefore your divinity, your experience, your bringings to this planetary body is super special, super special. Your light and your love and your expression is needed even more so at this time. And they're really been very adamant about sharing the message about how divinely special everybody is. But in this forum, in this instant right now, let's just chat about receiving. There's many concepts and thought processes on receiving. Receiving abundance, receiving joy, receiving love, receiving things, receiving messages and energy and frequency and codes, and there's just so much. Just endless of receiving. As I was sitting here this morning, I was guided to get my mesa cloth out, my shamanic mesa cloth that I have that keeps some of my very sacred stones that I use for when I'm doing some divine healing. And as I was sitting here, I grabbed my rattles and I was playing with them and bringing myself into a resonance of peace and tranquility with bringing the rattles to a calming sense, calming my heart, to my mind, to the earth, and calming the energy field around me. And it reminded me of a teaching I did a couple months back. I was invited to come to a church over in Coeur d'Alene, and I taught on a little bit of shamanic practices. And that day I did a little exercise where I brought in the rattles and I brought the quietness to the room, and we had separated the room into, we were all sitting around the table, but we had separated into the room of, ones and twos, how one person was going to go and then the next person. And so for this instant, so the number ones were going to be the receiver, and the number twos were going to speak on what they received, what was received. And I found it really interesting, as we calmed the field, we invited the number ones to hear into one word that was being felt and heard by them for the other person. And they did so, and they were to whisper this one word into the ear of that other person. And then they were to sit back and to listen to what transpired or developed or sparked in that person from that word. As this transpired, I found it interesting as I watched, as it was really easy for the group to calm their spirit, to calm their essence, and hear a word for another. And as the exercise transpired, it seemed to be very difficult for that person, the number one, to continue to keep thy spirit calm and continue to receive as the other shared. And this was why this brought this to my mind today, was as we were receiving, we were responding, thinking, acting, creating, trying to step ahead of what was to come, rather than still staying in that silence, that calmness, and continuing to receive as the message was not complete yet. Needing to put our insight into it. And in my meditation this morning, that was brought to my mind. And I thought, well, that's really curious what we do, all of us do, myself included, as we are receiving from spirit or receiving from another, which could be spirit speaking through them for you, not allowing the message to come through completely, as we are jumping into conclusion, jumping into answers, jumping into action, rather than sitting back in the silence and allowing the messages to actually come through. So I found that quite curious. In my own self. And I found that that's where I would like to deep dive into myself, where I could silence my own energy and hear from other divine sparks their divine messages more clearly. As we are all the source of creation of all that is, when I speak, source is speaking through me. And when you speak, source is speaking through you. So I am eager to hear what source has to say through you. I also was guided in my meditation to look at where we may be blocking the energies that allow spirit, source, creator, our higher self, or anything to come through in a divine channel or a straight channel or a clear channel. What's blocking us? Is there an energy field that's blocking us? Is there a frequency that's not resonating in our body from food or song or sound or vibrations from where we reside. And we've discussed a little bit about what we put on and around our bodies, what we interact with. Is this allowing us to be in a high vibrational state that we can have frequency of flow? Are we labeling things? Even in the action of labeling when we sit down to meditate, that we want everything to be of divine love rather than it to be just of highest frequency for all that is. Are we putting a cap on the frequency? Could it be this and beyond? Are we not allowing the essence of all that is to flow in because we put a level on it that it can only go this high? Where are we blocking that frequency from flowing in? We've labeled it joy. We've labeled it love. We've labeled it gratitude. And I was guided this morning to allow frequency to flow from thine self. And simply leave it at that and not label it in any fashion. And I found a different level of vibration moving through me as I did, taking all labels off of it, and whatever chose to move through, knowing that I am the highest of all that I am in all situations, and beingness that I am. And I have stepped into communion with my higher self at all times, allowing that frequency to flow through and not labeling what it should and should not be and should not do. Was a very profound message to myself. And so I started thinking, where was I blocking the vibration or the frequency of abundance or the flow of love? And by labeling what it should or should not be or should not look like in my home life, my work life, my family life, my relationships, have I labeled things and planned out in my mind what it should look like, what it should feel like, rather than allowing it to flow into wherever it chose to flow, to the highest that it could possibly be, to the frequency of the greatest grandeur of all can be, rather than labeling it. So it was a different insight this morning in my meditation, and I was very grateful for it. So I was guided today to bring forth a quick little activation for you. I won't talk too much anymore. Just wanted to share that. I wanted just to bring through some codes that were to allow and expand flow, allow and expand receiving, and I invite you into your heart space at this time. And they're reminding me of the heart space is not your heart, but the core of who you are. They were speaking to me this morning as the core of your heart. Think of it as your apple core is the center of you. It's not your beating muscle. It's the core of you. So when we tap into our heart space, we're coming into the center point of your beingness, no other. And as you ask into that center core space of you, to expand and flow out to the world, out to the universe, the galaxies beyond. Allow that heart space to reach beyond the tethers that you have set for it. Allow for the heart space of your divine being that sits in the core of you to reach out to the depths of all that you are and feel into as that energy flows back once again. This is the receivings, my love. For when we tap into who we truly are, the space of existence beyond existence, beyond the reaches of your mind's eye. Feel into the vibrations and frequencies from beyond. Allow the waves of you to pulsate throughout all universes, all galaxies, and back again. This is the receiving of you. There is no ending. There is no beginning. For you, my loves, are eternal and ever flowing of vibration of song and sound beyond tethers unknown, reverberating through the cosmos and back again. When we feel into this frequency of vibration of song and sound, awaken within you the knowing that these things throughout all galaxies are you. For in that remembrance, my loves, the standing and rising and claiming for which you desire to bring forth in your reality of the new is at hand. Allow all frequencies of your essence to flow into you, bringing your treasures of old from galaxies beyond. They're asking us to lay down our trinkets, for the grandeur of who you are is much greater. They're asking, as we open our hearts even deeper and wider, to bring our hands to our heart space in a cupping motion below, as you are to receive your gift of you to flow in the highest and highest frequency of all that you are. As they say, it is yours to hold. All you must do is ask, and thy will receive. Stand, my loves, in thine own light, for you are the radiance. You are the knowledge, the wisdom, the grandeur for which you seek. Ortusnana karastu inina gorana narasteda. In ustere irikutana aristeda rasteda. Anina gonana ridestudo kanandesteda ara kutisda. Aratino gorasteda garistudo kosta. Atura natis kanurana karakara kustana anagristeda. Anatina korustana and it is the grass to kustana. Aratina korusana and it is gratis to kustana. Aratina korusana and it is gonna ara ustana kristana. Arakona nana aratina korustana. Aratina kona registikutana negresana negregutusana negresukutata. Aratichkuru anana, Arikishan or an accretion, a corona coach, then the correct stata, scrutitic, then the correct stata. And in a quarter, and his senator who say the output and the correct so the aracacutus, the correct and I don't know quarters and the quarter to go to the cricket school and I was crackers, then I got and I never has to do to the post and I and I know quarters and I get a set of good correct. And I need course to the goods and I need in any good desk. And I know course and an I get goods that the negative goods and a negative good and they are asking us to quiet our breathing into all spaces of our being. And then it goes to Skurukunin and then I Skurukudu negative Skurukudu and the negative Karagara. I get it on a Skurukudu and I got a coatus and a negative Karakach the Kuruga and negative Skurukudu and Nagaragana. I get Skurukudu and I get a Skurukudu and I get Skurana Katakara or the skinning coat, go to Skinny, go to Skinny Negagas, get it to Kuch to Kuch to Nana. And I never course and I get a go to the green and the case get an echo to There are things coming down the face. My face is so itchy. Guru kushina nere gere skuru guru skiri gere gere guru skuru guru guru gere shana nere gere gere skere gere gere guru. Gere skuru kushana nere gere gere skuru kutus nere gere gere skuru guru gere nere gere. It's like it's um a veil of something's coming off. But my face is so itchy. I go to the net, I gotta go to the kitty, and I gotta catch getting in, get a coca, and I gotta go sit in again. I get a go and I get a go to order, and I get a note to that. I get a good to get a quarter, and I get a coach, and I get a no. My third eye is spiraling and it's pulling down to my heart. Go to the net is good to go. I just get a go and I just get a coach and I get a coach. They're bringing your fields together. So you may think and feel and choose with thy heart. Just allow it to lead you into the knowings of you. I get a good illusion and I get a good utis and they get a good I get a good and as thy receive thy light frequencies of beyond will open thy crown of who you are. For the grandeur of you is untold in this land. We are of much loving upon you, dear ones. I get a good ocean and I get an ocean and I got a ocean and I got go shoot to I teach no ocean and I got a good ocean and they get a ocean and I got get each quarter. Each in divine beauty. Kuruguru garagarish get a ocean and I get gonna order and it's a ocean. I get go ocean and I get allow the song of you to reverberate out. In many colors, in many frequencies of choosing, all its perfectness. They're sharing with me our frequencies are of how we heal each other and how we speak to each other, how we hold ourselves in resonance with one to another. Are you kind, my loves, in the chaos of all that is? Are you peaceful, my loves, in the chaos of all that is? We keep hearing of we are of wanting peace, and we are waiting for thy to be the peace. Be of what you desire. You are all receiving of your highest frequencies of love, allows to flow and return back to you. Not turning down of what it is. These small things in your lives, your beingnesses are of great importance. Do not set aside those that come upon you. Could be the grandeur of the divine angel come to meet you. Do not set aside. The smallest of actions could have the grandurest of the impact upon the world at this time. And it starts with your beingness of your radiance flowing into you, outward to all, to come back again and then again. Are just gonna notice it? I get shit. Are each good and an eating a I didn't know what is an I get a coach and eating structures and I get to get a coach or look at this and I get to school coach and they get and I get to coach that. I get school coaches to get school coaches and I get to get I just could go to the district there unwinding thought processes of the happenings or four is all to you and for your highest of beingness, my loves. It is all for your highest of radiance and splendor. Oro kushana na gara shkuru kushana na gara shkuru kushana na giri shkuru kushana arish shkuru kushana arish shkuru kushana allow to kushana you to move through you kushana na gara shkuru arish shkuru kushana na arish shkuru kushana na arish shkuru kushana na arish shkuru negative shkuru kushana in the remembrance of the divine spark of who you are the radiance of all that is. My heart chakra is like pounding out to you all. I could go to the nation. I could go to the Nika question. I could go to the negative. I could go to the Ika Otsana. I could go to the Sukutana. I could go to the Itekona. I could go to the Arakushana ira question and I gotta get to the goats and the Easter kutata. Arakushkuru Uden and the being in that quiet space to welcome in the divine spark of you. The same with no analyzation of what is allow to flow. Once we start to tear apart, pick apart what is coming to us, we block it. Open thine heart, my loves. For your highest of all that is for you, my love. They're showing me a flower. It's like the petals are opening up. They're sharing much gratitude with you and asking you to come back to your heart space. Bringing much gratitude to you and much lovings throughout all that is. All beingnesses of you. As you are visualizing different beingnesses happenings in your realms of the man. We ask of you to open thine heart to that aspect of you in the divine love of who you are. Is giving much gratitude for the honor of their walkings. As we do for you. You are of divine perfectness, my love. As are all things, as are all beingnesses in your planetary realm. Is not of for you to decide. It is for you to flow outward and allow your beingnesses of all that you are in the highest realms of all things to flow back. I don't know what's gonna. I just gonna na. I just gonna go to that agristada. I just gonna. I just gonna go to that agristada. And they're asking you to flow and flow back and flow and flow back. Orusana nagadishu gorensana nagadishu utsida isada nagadishu. Rugusina isu kutana nisana nagadishu nagadishu kutina. Arajishkina usana. Arajishkina usana. Arajishkina usana. As we break you open to your receiving of you, you will be of becoming of what receiving of all things means unto you. They're once again asking you not to put tethers or landings upon things. You are much grander than that. If you are coming upon a wall, break it down. Break down the barriers of all things. For it is time to stand in your divine light of all that you are. For the walls and barriers of all things are not eternal, only you. All things, all walls can be taken down. All walls can be broken down. They're saying you are the foundation of all things, not the wall. They're sharing with me that's why civilizations crumbled, and the peoples would move to different places because it was not the civilization or the areas that were eternal. It was the peoples, the spark within that moved to another realm, reality, or space in time or the planetary body. You are the foundations, my love. Not the wall. Rise, my loves, rise, my loves, rise, my loves. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Oh my gosh, that would make me tired. Oh, um, that was a little more than I expected. I'm planning on just chatting about receiving. Went a little deeper and further. Sometimes it does. More times than not, it does. um, yeah, I want to thank you for being here, and I'll share a little bit about how I step into receiving. I try to quiet myself and listen and allow. As in all things that we are doing on this planet, we are all students of learning. So I, like you, am a student and I am learning to receive. Learning to receive love, learning to receive abundance in all things, and learning to receive messages of my divine spark on a deeper level every day. As I open myself up to my heart song, I invite you to open up your heart song to share with me as we walk through this space together. There's so much that is happening and going to happen. And it's so very exciting. For when you step out into this world in an excitement and joy and wonder, laying worry aside, who knows what gets to happen? Our journey to whatever is, wherever is the adventure along the way. As we join our hearts together, our hands together, I thank you for being here. And as always, if you ever want to have a private session, a personal activation, a simple little chat, you ever want to come to the crystal shop and pick out your own personal crystals from here, we bless them and work with them and handpick them for help you walk into your higher love. But if you ever like to join me here at the shop or just online or Zoom or anything like that, you can find me at palmoscrystals.com to schedule a session, or you simply call me. My number's on that website. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Aura Chakra Vibe. I thank you for being here. You can like and share. Invite your friends to help open their hearts. I thank you and have a beautiful divine day with so much love.